Hello, this is John Joseph Xavier Shion in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Welcome to my channel. If you like what you see, please hit that like button and subscribe so you're notified of new videos. We have a video go up almost every week. Hitting that like button really helps a lot. Thank you. Hello, so it's October 6th, 2020, and unfortunately I learned a couple hours ago of Eddie Van Halen's passing at the age of 65 due to cancer. I'd known he'd been battling cancer for a long time, and I hope he is at peace. And what I wanted to do today was talk a little bit about his influence. I know most people know who he is, but I think especially people who aren't guitar players don't know how much influence he had on music. And when I think about his influence, the first thing I think of is his guitar he played. When he started playing in the 70s, Fender and Gibson were the two dominant brands, and most players picked one of them. Now, Eddie, he liked the Strat shape that a Fender had in it. He liked the tremolo, the whammy bar that you would pull on to manipulate, you know, the thing where you go, wow, push it down. But he liked the electronics of the Gibson. They had a thicker, fatter sound. And up to that point, players would just have to pick one. And he actually took the electronics from a Gibson and he put them into a Fender Strat style body. And he didn't put a tone knob on it, because he didn't need a tone knob. He doesn't use it. And that was his guitar. And he had a guitar that nobody else had. Nobody else had one that was even remotely like it. And he was just so huge and so influential that a couple years later, every major manufacturer is making a guitar like the one Eddie Van Halen made in his garage. And it wasn't just the construction of it, it was the look. He had that red guitar with the black and white stripes on it. You saw that. You know it's him. Nobody else has that guitar. And his amplifiers and equipment, he modified his Marshall amplifiers. So, you know, this really inspired me that he heard sounds in his head. And he knew what he wanted and the equipment wasn't out there to make it. And he said, okay, I'll make my own equipment. That's huge. And in terms of techniques, he came up with all sorts of techniques. One of the things that he's most associated with is called tapping. And I'll show you, rather than plucking the string, you hit it with your finger or the edge of the pick. So. That's pretty sloppy, but you get the idea. Now, other people did that before him, but he really made that his own, and he used it in ways that no one had ever done. You can see, like, you can hit the string and then tap after you've hit it too. But it wasn't just a gimmick. He used that to write songs. And on those first couple albums, every album there's just a new song where he does something he didn't do before. Just one song where he really takes it and is like, hey, I came up with this trick, let me show you. But then he uses it to make music, and it's not a trick anymore. I know people think of him and think of real flashy guitar playing, and he could definitely do that. But he also did it in service of the song. So like with the tapping, for instance, on the second album, he thought, hey, how about I hold down chords and I tap the chords. So he did that. He was holding down the chords and then tapping 12 frets above to sound the octave note. Just so many techniques, so original. And I don't necessarily sound like Eddie Van Halen, but the inspiration is just saying, I'm going to do what I want to do. My equipment is not going to be a limit. I'm going to create what I need to create. And I really think he doesn't get enough credit for that. I think as time has gone on, and it's been so many fights with David Lee Roth, with Sammy Hagar not getting along with singers, and the personality issues, and that's been the rap when you read about him for the past couple years, and that's really overshadowed his accomplishments, which are huge. And besides what he brought to rock guitar, he played the solo on Michael Jackson's "Beat It." So here's a white heavy metal guy playing on a black R&B artist single, and it's getting played on MTV, and that really broke down a lot of doors when he did that as well. So in 2020, I think what he's done has become so fundamental and changed the landscape of music so much that it's easy to forget how influential it was and how much he did indeed do. And so I want to play a song that I wrote when I was about 16 that's influenced by Eddie Van Halen's tapping technique as well. And I certainly don't pretend that I do it better than he do, but if anything, just the inspiration to come up with things and to throw every idea you have out there is huge. He was so adventurous. And even if you don't like his music, even if that doesn't mean anything to you, I think that spirit of adventure, it really spoke to me, and it made me think, hey, I can play the guitar and I can play it my own way. And I think it'll speak to you if you start to explore, if you're not familiar with his catalog of music. So anyway, here's the song that I wrote, very much inspired by him. Eddie Van Halen, thank you for everything you've done. Thanks for coming to America and showing us new ways to play guitar. Hope you're happy and at peace. Thanks for watching, everybody.